Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode and final one of Solo Leveling Season 2 Arise from the Shadow on episode 13 or episode 25 of the total number of episodes. This episode right here was actually pretty nice and really slick, so the way how it ended, yeah, there's more to come, that much is to be said. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We get to see Jinwoo having to tell the cameraman to turn off the camera or don't show this on broadcast or I'll break your equipment. The guy agrees right away, and we get to see Jinwoo having to revive Byungyu to become a shadow to save Chahae. So it really sucks to see how these people are now witnessing of how strong Jinwoo is, because they realize every time this guy fights and the battle gets more dangerous, he gets stronger. Not to mention raising the dead, that's even more crazy. Although one of the S-rank hunters, which he is called humanity's greatest weapon, Choi Jong-in, knew that already. He just saw it in action, was actually pretty surprising. We get to see Baek Yunho having to talk to Jinwoo after Byungyu, who's a shadow, to heal Chahae. We get to see the guys like, hey, I understand what your strengths and abilities are, but when it comes to Byungyu, he really hated the idea of fighting, and honestly, I'm pretty sure he'll be useful to you, but can you please let him go? I mean, please? And then we get to see Jin was like, I feel the same way, and I understand why you felt that way, and you did not ask a command from me when we first met at the Red Gate. You actually pleaded with me, so I understand. So don't worry, I got this under control. We get to see that he released the shadow from his service, and it was a good thing to see that in action eventually. As for the Japan situation, they end up retreating. The guy who was in charge of the idea wanted to do something stupid and crazy is upset to see how all this plan went to hell after losing a lot of S-rank hunters by going, yeah, you had it coming. That was your fault, considering you decided to become a total stupid douche about it. Other than that, the ants that was from Jeju Island goes out of control. Without their leader, they go insane, causing a lot of trouble. However, we get to see that the S-rank hunters of Korea have to retreat right away. As for Jinwoo, he decides to handle the rest. By that time, he leveled up to level 100, which apparently is pretty fascinating and crazy. He goes like, finally, I reached level 100. Then he extracted the Ant King and named it Beru after the Ant King asked him for a name. And because of him, I've been reborn. And then the rest of the ants are taken care of, no problem. Some of the ants went to another location to cause some trouble, but we have one of the possible strong S-rank hunters from another country take care of them, no problem, by launching a powerful slash attack and annihilate them no problem. Other than that, after the raid was over, we get to see a memorial held for everyone who was there, but we get to see some other situations where people are happy that Jin would participate in the raid. Some of them are criticizing him for not being able to act sooner, or why he didn't participate in the first place. But we have to understand, which is never going to be revealed in public, obviously, that Jinwoo prioritized his family over something, a raid that's not very important. Well, I'm just spilling the facts right there. Obviously, if you have a loved one or a relative that's very important to you and they just woken up from a possible coma or one against a possible disease that could have killed them, or being in a coma forever or eternal for whatsoever, you're gonna prioritize them over some kind of mission that's important. Well, I do the same thing. Pretty much anyone would do the same thing. Like, they would rather prioritize their loved one or very important relative than participate in the raid. And when it came to the S ranks, participating in the Jeju raid ant monster mission, we have to understand that Jinwoo felt that they could handle it. They got help from Japan, and they got the best S ranks in Korea, so it looked like they had it under control. Well, from Jinwoo's perspective. But, after he felt like something was off, he decided to participate in it and save them all. Although, he feels remorseful and guilty, which I don't blame him for. I would feel the same way. Go like, hey man, if I participated earlier, this wouldn't really happen. But Baek Yoon-ho, who was at the memorial, told Jinwoo, hey, hold your head high, okay? It's not your fault. We couldn't expect this, but it's because of you that we are alive today and we are able to end the very island that will cause us a lot of grief and trouble. So that much is to be said. Then by that time, we get to see Jinwoo getting a meeting with Go Gunhee. I think I'm gonna call him Go Gunhee. Apparently, he asked him, "Hey, everyone now knows what you're capable of. So what are you going to do?" And Jin was like, "I'm gonna start my own guild. That much is to be said." So I go, "Yeah, that's perfect. Start your own guild. It'll be very nice to see that in action." Because obviously Jinwoo is strong enough to handle stuff on his own anyway. So by that time, once he starts his own guild, he's gonna be a freaking international news update throughout the entire world. However, there's some actual more trouble along the way. We get to see some of the Knights Guild going to take a look at what's going on the island, but unfortunately they get interrupted by two humanoid strange people. One that looks like a freaking beast getting ready to kill, or looks like a human beast. The other looks like some kind of like ice elf, possibly blue skin kind of guy, and they end up having to talk with each other about hey, I think it's definitely his power. So they don't know who they're talking about, but we don't really know what they're talking about, but we may have an idea. Other than that, they end up having to retreat for now, because after what they saw what's going on here, they end up making their own portals and retreat. And we get to see a guy who is actually watching in the shadows lately. And apparently we get to know who that guy is. He apparently arrived at Jeju Island, and I'm pretty sure we all know who he is. I'm pretty sure that is Jinwoo's father. It was already hinted at, and we are already having to notice it already with the connection of his name already. Other than that, we get to see that the guild is about to be made, and we get to see one of our characters. I forgot his name. So sorry. It's just he hasn't been what's the word? On screen lately for me to remember him throughout season 2. That much is to be said, so I hope you guys can forgive me on that. Okay, Jinho. And then I think the other girl who apparently is hearing that he's making a guild says, hey, make sure to hire me too, okay? Because I could be very useful. Of course, that girl is only interested in Jinwoo because of his strength. Obviously, in the get-go, she's just a simple, ridiculous simp. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to be honest with you like that. If I offend anybody with those kinds of words, please don't hate me for it. I mean, it's all the way how she handled it, the way how it's handled, yeah. Other than that, we get to see Go Gunhee having to make a call with Jinwoo, saying that there's a B rank gate over there. That's why it's so what's the word? Why there's traffic. Eventually, we get to see Jinwoo showing up and getting ready to go into action, enters the gate, and unfortunately, that gate that's supposed to be B rank ends up turning into a red gate. Everyone's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And Jinwoo's like, well, it's obviously a red gate, but whatever. You know what? It's fine. We get to see, he always asks himself, why does this keep happening to me? I mean, there's the first time when it came to Red Gate, this happened at the beginning of the season. That much is to be said. And when it comes to this time, it's not happening the second time. So whoever's doing this, possibly, or why is this happening, is possibly because of him. But whatever the situation, he should have called and told his mom that he'd be late. Other than that, whatever the situation, he gets surrounded by a bunch of beasts, magic beasts, obviously, getting ready to kill him for arriving. But other than that, he's like, whatever, it's fine. We get to see that he summons his shadow army, and we get to know what, obviously, we all know what they are capable of from the get-go. Other than that, he summons his shadow army, like I said, and they all go into action and start slaughtering the beasts left and right, And we get to see Chahae realizing that she has a lot to learn and that she wants to get stronger and stand by Jinwoo's side. Whatever the situation she has her feelings for him is, everyone has a narration. Well, everyone has a motivation to do something. So, other than that, we get to see Jinwoo having to what's the word? Make his final narration about how hunters are made, and that they will Jinwoo, the hunters are born to hunt. And dungeons are worlds where survival is all that matters, and a hunter has to be prepared to become a prey at any time. We get to see everyone what they're doing after the Jeju Ryland and narration of Jinwoo, where like many of them are like trying to get their stuff together, and many others are like trying to like fight off the magic beast. And of course, we got to see possibly Jinwoo's dad disappearing into the distance in a cave, and we get to see Beru screaming out loud or roaring in victory after slaughtering a lot of people, and we get to see a lot of like possible other creatures in action, who knows what, and some nice faces to see. Then we get to see Jinwoo having to get ready to go into action once again and saying on to the next target with his shadow army, and everyone's like, yeah. On to the next target, the way how it ended. And then the credits roll, and that's about it. So overall, when it comes to the setup, we get to know that two new characters, which possibly will be antagonists, have shown. They end up wondering whose that power is, and they know who could it be. Other than that, Jinwoo's dad, possible dad, well, I'm pretty sure it's already obvious, watches in the shadows and knows what's going to happen. So the way how it ended and how things are going to set up for the future, Solo Leveling is not going to end. That much is to be said. So yeah, and so a simple summary, without a lot of detail when it comes to the finale, Jeju Island raid comes to an end, and then everyone goes their separate ways and then start doing their own stuff. And of course, when it comes to two new enemies, like I said, guy that looks like a beast and then guy that looks like an ice elf shows up somewhere towards the very end of the episode before Jinwoo goes into action in another Red Gate incident and gets ready to like go on to his next target. And of course, Jinwoo reached level 100, and his stats are freaking like amazing. Not just spilling the truth. Let's see here. What do I remember? Yeah, he has 239 strength plus 55, and then 235 agility plus 70. So 207 perception plus 55, and then 211 vitality, 211 plus 55 vitality, 240 intellect plus 55. So in terms of hit points and all that, his hit points is like in the 40,000s. As for his magic points, they're in the 8,000s. So, and of course, yeah, his title is the one who overcame adversity. So, yeah. Anyways, thought the season was really fun, and I'm looking forward that season 3 will get announced. But from what I heard and what I did my research on, is social media is really true to its status and to its rumors that there's supposed to be an announcement for Solo Leveling somewhere in the middle of the year. So somewhere either between May to June. I'm pretty sure June, because the guy mentions that he will make the announcement, the creator of Solo Leveling, to mention that he will make an announcement around the middle of the year. So we'll have to see if that's true. Until then, we'll find out later. So yeah. As for this season, nicely action-packed, pretty fun, enjoy the heck out of it. I mean, for the animation, choreography, the music, Hiroyuki Sawano will always be will always be my number one music god, because I enjoy listening to his songs, his soundtracks, his battle music. You name it. Any music he makes in a series is always like top tier or god tier in my opinion. I know I'm overhyping him too much, and without him, I don't think it'll be as fun for Solo Leveling as it is. Well, it wouldn't be as much fun if the studio, A1 Pictures, didn't put in a lot of effort, or whoever is in charge of it. Yeah, Studios, A1, if it wasn't for them, I'm pretty sure Solo Leveling would not have been successful as it is to this day. Now, I'm pretty sure many will be asking me this time at this point, is it worth watching? Depending on your point of view, maybe not. I mean, like, depending if you're a very good, high critique, and if you want things perfect, if you want things to, like, at least make it flow better, or to a point you're not criticizing it, it's not for you. But in terms of action, music, and choreography, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for those three things, I'd say it's worth the watch. And as for the story and characters, they don't get much spotlight depending on what you expect from them. but hopefully they might get more in the future. Depends on like how the studio of A1 Pictures handles it. Now, is a season 3 going to happen? I'm pretty sure it is going to happen. After the big success of somewhat success of season 1, season 2 became the sequel that everyone has been expecting them to do their best on and go all out, and I'm pretty sure season 3 is going to happen. That much is to be said. So, what are my overall thoughts on season 2 and solo leveling in general? I'd say it's fun. Season 2 became a big improvement and big hype, not just being honest with you. In terms of action, choreography, and music, they really made the scale jump really high. In terms of like story and writing, I'd say it's average and below. That much I could just be honest about. I mean, like it's simple as this: the guy starts off weak, he gets stronger and stronger eventually, and I guess you can say he becomes overpowered. So I guess it's your simple kind of thing that it happens, but he has to get stronger himself. And when it comes to other stuff, yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's my overall thoughts. But I consider season 2 a big leap after season 1. So what are my overall scores? In terms of entertainment and the way how it was handled, I'd say I give it an 8 out of 10. Now, in overall total honesty, I'd say it'd be like a 6 or below. Of the series overall. I mean, like I said, Solo Leveling is a highly action-packed, fun series to kill time and to enjoy yourself if you want to like kill time or just to get a hype out of it. Otherwise, that's all it's meant to do. So, will we see? Like I said, I'm pretty sure season 3 will happen. We don't know when. I mean, season 2 took about like almost 1 year to be created when season 1 after season 1 was aired around January, season 2 aired around January as well. So we don't really know if the formula might be the same. So let's get to this history right here. Yeah, season 1 of Solo Leveling aired around January 7th. As for Solo Leveling season 2, it aired around January 5th. So depending on the formula of how A1 Pictures need to do or how they're going to handle it, or maybe a different studio might take it, which I hope that doesn't happen, we may have to wait until January or maybe even more. From what I hear and what I heard in the next part of Solo Leveling, it's supposed to be very crazy and more intense than ever. So it may take maybe more than 1 year to get season 3 and Solo Leveling to come out. So yeah, until then, we're going to have to wait and hear the announcement. So if it happens, it happens. I'm looking forward to it. But they could take their time to like work on it, because I'm pretty sure after season 2, I'm pretty sure a lot of people expect the studio or the people going to be working on it to really bring up the quality higher than ever. So it may take more than possibly 1 year. Hopefully it won't be in a situation where Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 had suffered its like situation itself. So we'll find out. So hopefully the announcement that we hear about Solo Leveling that will happen in the middle of the year, unless the rumors about this is true, will give us the good news. But until then, we'll just have to wait and enjoy. Other than that, overall thoughts in terms of season 2, really fun, action-packed, really good, and enjoyed the heck out of it. Music, action, animation, choreography, and voice acting, everything in general was really great. So I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys had a fun ride as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing Solo Leveling continuing its success. And I hope to see some cosplay gatherings of Solo Leveling as well, which I tried to air one this year, but someone else took it for me. So until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.